happy to begin today's meeting. We're live streaming and we're set.
We are.
Okay, excellent. So I'm going to call to order the meeting of the Opportunity Youth Academy Governing Board. Today is December 16th, 2021, and it is 4:07 p.m. I've just completed roll call and noted that as the governing board member, I am here present, and I'm taking action at the same time to adopt today's agenda. Director Morales, are there any members of the public wishing to address this governing board?
Not at this time, Dr. Dewan.
Okay, thank you. Then I'm going to move to our next agenda item, which is consent action item. There are, looks like just one item on consent action. And for some reason, I was expecting to see minutes here as well from our previous meeting. So perhaps at our next meeting, we'll have two sets of minutes. So this consent action item is the approval of the Educator Effectiveness Fund expenditure plan. And I do so move and approve that plan. And congratulations and thank you to the staff for all of your hard work on putting that plan together and taking the amendments from our last meeting to enhance the plan. Our next item is informational, and this is an update on the Opportunity Youth Governance Council. And I believe, Director Morales, that either you or Dr. Everett are going to speak to this item.
I will speak to the item. We had our last Governance Council meeting was last month, I believe. We have our next scheduled Governance Council meeting in January. The last meeting we did have was around, we did two things. We did a welcome of our new members, particularly, Austin Block and Ashley Moore. And also we did also a Brown Act training. And that was pretty much the entire meeting. We've also made sure that the dates for the Governance Council meetings for the second semester or in the spring were good, and that they were cleared on the calendar. And so some future topics that we will be looking at for the Governance Council in the coming semester really are around our supplemental annual updates, is our LCAP update, our annual update, LCAP annual update. Also, we will be presenting to them the SARC and the comprehensive safety plan prior to our next board meeting so that they will have an opportunity to look at those documents and provide some input. And as I had mentioned at our graduation, Ashley Moore is now an employee of the County Office of Ed. And so she will be resigning her position as the student rep on the Governance Council. So I would like to maybe open up recruitment for that particular position on the Governance Council, as well as hopefully send out another recruitment opportunity to find some parents that could also be part of the Governance Council and some more community members. I'd like to really build that council up to its fullest capacity if possible before the end of the school year. So those are kind of the updates of what we're doing with Governance Council at this time.
That's, I think that's really great information. I am wondering on the recruitment for additional council members, if you have the materials ready to go, and is this something that you might launch right after the start of the new year? What could we do to move forward in getting additional council members?
Yes, so the materials are ready. We would use the same process. We would just update the deadline dates on the letters, and we would be able to send that out right when we return from our winter break. And with our student recruitment, that is an email out to our staff, asking them to make some recommendations on some student members, and then also asking them if they maybe have had or have any idea or any suggestions for some parents that would that we could also send the application to them and maybe have an information meeting for them about the Governance Council. So as soon as we get back from break, that is something we really want to work on.
Oh, that sounds good. So I would hope that then at our next regular meeting scheduled for January 13th, that you'll have an update, and hopefully that update will be that the recruitment is underway and perhaps even you have applications.
Yes, and certainly a student. I think we could probably bring a student to the board meeting, or our next regular scheduled board meeting, to have be appointed onto the council.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. And then I see also under informational items, future items. Um, and are these future items for the Governance Council or future items for the regular meeting of the Opportunity Youth Academy Board?
Those are future items for the governance council. Of course, they will also be the items for the board at some point in the spring semester. But we definitely want to have some opportunities to work with the governance council and gather some of their input on what we're doing with our budgets and our LCAP.
That's terrific. Thank you. So I think those are the all the agenda items for today. Before I take action to adjourn today's meeting, I did want to take the opportunity to congratulate all the students who um, earned their high school diploma and graduated earlier this week, and to thank all of the staff for putting on such a lovely graduation ceremony for Opportunity Youth Academy students, and to thank our partners at Metro Ed for hosting us in such a lovely space. It was quite inspiring to hear the stories of our students and to have an opportunity to meet some of them. And, I think whenever any of us imagine that we're having a hard day, I think it's really important to see the faces of our students and imagine all the little decisions they make each and every day to continue their education despite some of their workload and family needs and traumas that they've experienced. So kudos to them. And I also want to thank all of the Opportunity Youth Academy staff, our teachers, our counselors, the paraprofessionals and custodians and everyone for their excellent work, and to both of you for your leadership. We are very proud of the Opportunity Youth Academy program for the impact that it has. And I know that in the new year, you're going to continue and perhaps accelerate some of your emphasis on the quality indicators of the program,
Yes.
expanding our curriculum,
Mhm.
seeing what we can do to add ethnic studies components to our program, more civic engagement, as well as addressing some of the climate science
Yes.
needs. And I would also encourage just some updates on social emotional um, wellness and needs,
Mhm.
as well as mental health and wellness services um, that we might be able to expand for our students. And if you have a campus that you'd like to host a vaccine clinic, please let us know because we may have some resources for that as well.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, I will do that. Thank you, Dr. Dewan. And I do want to point out that I was also that I was very impressed with the graduates, particularly our speakers that had a plan for post-secondary, and they were very specific on what they wanted to do. And it was very encouraging to hear that they had that kind of already thought out, and now we can provide that first year support after high school for them. So that was very exciting to hear them say that. Um, and I will work with Dr. Powell as well on working with her and her team on the Wellness Center and some of the work that they're going to be doing with some of the school districts, and then also seek the cognito training for our staff as well, was something that you had brought up at our last board meeting, and so that it will be happening when we return from break.
Okay, terrific. Do we have our spring graduation date selected?
We do. Would you like me to tell you that now or?
Yes,
Okay.
that
Let's
would be
see
good.
here. It's scheduled for June 9th, which is on a Thursday.
Okay.
And we start at 5. Location is to be determined at this point, but
Mhm.
definitely an in person indoors would be wonderful.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I will adjourn today's meeting and wish you all a wonderful holiday break.
You too, Dr. Dewan.
See
Thank
you
you
in
very
the new
much.
year.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, sorry, Phil. That was
That's okay.
booked. All right. So can we